Today, Katie and I are going to Jeff and Sherry Bates' house. We're going to take a look at the living and dining room. It's not functional. I kind of really like the drape to feel as if I'm the real thing. And we have a return air vent over here.
Right. That's always been like an eyesore.
I want to show you the sofa. I want something tall. Remember, I have that return air vent, so we're going to hide it.
Ben and I are going to be working with Allison Brumell again. So let's go see the breakfast room and see what we have in store.
I want it to be a cozy breakfast nook.
I'm actually kind of leaning towards here in that space. One of the challenges that we run into in rooms is that the lighting plan doesn't match the furniture plan.
Everything's done in Jeff and Sherry Bates' living room and dining room. Whoa! Ta-da!
Wow. Oh my goodness!
Pearson Company is my dream. I get to live it every day, along with my talented team of designers.
You never know what's going to come in the door or who you're going to work with.
What I love doing is being that person that can walk in and say, absolutely, I get your dream, and we can make it happen.
I'm the new kid on the block, and I'm looking forward to blowing people's minds.
I've never been in a place that was as creative as this environment is.
Jeff and Sherry Bates live in Brentwood, and we're going to be doing the foyer dining room, living room kind of all at once.
Okay.
Sounds like most of the house.
They're ready, and then move into the bedroom now.
Yeah.
They're ready for some changes, and Katie, I would want you to help me on that.
Oh, yeah.
And then we are going back to Allison Brumell's house. Brad Ramsey.
It's turned out amazing.
Yeah, it did turn out great.
Looks so good in there.
But we're going to get to go back. We're actually going to work on her breakfast room.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And that's it. We're out of here.
Cool.
Today, Katie and I are going to Jeff and Sherry Bates' house. We're going to take a look at the living and dining room. It's not functional and working for them, so we've been asked to come take a look.
Well, let's start in here if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's great.
Some things that I would like to see done. I know these two sofas definitely have to go because it doesn't free up the space on each side to walk in the room. Plus, these tables are way oversized for this room.
Yeah.
That's
There's no walkways.
Yeah, there's none. You're right.
Yeah. The only thing I can see possibly keeping the drapes.
I kind of really like a drape to feel as if I'm the real thing. I really do work. And part of what this rod does to me or tells me is that I don't really close.
Right.
And let's go ahead and make it one rod. Often when fabrics are terribly expensive and you're working with drapes, you want to control the yardage. One way you do this is you do non-working drapes versus working drapes. The difference in non-working drapes is I'm going to be working with a panel to a panel and a half to give it thickness and fullness. It's going to give the impression it's a full body of drapes, but it's really not. And we have a return air vent over here.
Right. That's always been like an eyesore. I've seen people put a piece of furniture there.
But I really want to see about putting some sort of sofa over here.
Okay.
Okay? If we get it tall enough.
Right.
Okay? And then if it has some sort of bow in it as well, and then we can get that to go away and hopefully make sure it still works so it recirculates the air. Okay. We still got to address these bookcases.
Right.
I'd love to do something with that mantle.
Yeah, I mean, would you all be open if we did, you know, a neat finish on the mantle or kind of made it pop a little bit more than just kind of blending in?
It's a great idea.
That's where
Yeah.
I like
that's
that idea.
awesome.
I think if we're able to add a little bit more depth to the fireplace by possibly doing maybe a wood finish, kind of an old antique look, it would take away from everything being cream in the room and give us that anchored, warm depth that we're looking for.
Okay, well, let's go to that dining room. How does this dining room table actually work for you?
I loved it originally, but now I just want it to feel more suitable for the flow of this entryway.
Right.
What I like in this room is I like your chandelier. And I really think it starts to set the mood in here.
I think if we can get something that matches the bulk and the weight of the chandelier under it, I think it's going to make that stand out even more.
Yeah.
I think that the drapes are great. I think you've
good.
got that warm and that chocolate brown. Then I think
That'd be
this is a great starting point for us to, you know, maybe warm up the walls a little bit and not have so much that's so light everywhere else.
I think when you come into the store, you're really going to get the whole idea of how these two flow together.
Now that we've met with the Bates, I'm going to head back to the office, pull together some paint colors, some table ideas, pull it all together and see what they think.
Ben and I are going to be working with Allison Brumell again. Jonathan and I did her living room a few months back, and now she wants us to come take a look at her breakfast nook and see if we can finish that off for her.
This is the area.
Here it is.
Yeah, I want it to be a cozy breakfast nook.
Okay.
I've got 2 chairs from the flea market that I want to use.
Right.
And everything else I'm open for.
So we have 2 chairs, so we need to pair that with something else. What do you think about doing some kind of a banquette here? I mean, that would really cozy up the
yeah, it
space.
would.
As far as a banquette, I'm thinking it's kind of a small space, so we want to do something that proportionally works just right. So we may want to do something custom there. By adding a banquette instead of 2 chairs, it really gives the client a different and cozier look, and it provides a more intimate seating area for them. Table-wise, we have a lot of wood in here. What are you thinking for the finishes and all of that?
I want something that's just plays opposite.
Okay.
Maybe more, a surprise
Love
that what
that
you wouldn't
idea.
expect.
Sure.
Table.
Maybe some metal, some stone, something like that.
Right.
And then we just got to get the right light fixture. I think we can pull together pretty quick.
I know you can. I have it. All the faith in the world.
I think a breakfast room for Allison and her son is probably going to be used a lot. So the key is getting it to be a comfortable space. I think the banquette really will soften that space and make it a place where they want to hang out, have their coffee, and just chill together as a family.
Sherry Bates is coming in today to go over plans for the living room and the dining room. The biggest thing I was thinking about when we left the meeting is I wanted to draw this out for you. This is like a love seat, 2 chairs. I don't want it to feel real matchy. You know, I want the room to feel like you can have 2 conversations. So if you have a big group of people, you can get more people in the room.
I like that. I like that way it's 2 separate rooms because a lot of times the girls will be yakking on one corner and the guys will be kind of like whatever. So you can kind of go in a separate place. I never thought of that. That's a
Great.
good idea.
Well, with that being said, I want to show you the sofa. I want something tall. Remember, I have that return air
That's
vent,
elegant.
so we're going to hide it.
Oh, good.
The other thing the sofa does is it gives us this great slope here. Does it on the back, and I've seen it. So it's going to go in, and then I can push it out from the wall a little bit, and we're going to kind of trick everybody a bit and get that thing to go away.
Awesome.
Okay, problem solved. I think we've scored with this sofa. I'm excited about its shape. It fits the room. It's different. She loved it, and it will hide that vent and get it to go away. You know, when we walk in, the first thing you see in your living room, it's the back of those chairs.
Right.
So there's a chair that I really like, and it's more wood, but this is the back.
Oh, I love that.
And it's got this trellis done in wood, and I
can
think
see
it's
that.
sexy. When people are choosing living room chairs, you really want to decide, am I going to see them from the front and the back? It's important to know how that back is going to affect the view when you walk around it.
And this is a great example of a rug that gives us kind of that antique look in a rug, but it's new.
And so it'll make this room feel sophisticated and elegant, but approachable.
And it's giving us a pattern. If we don't have pattern anywhere else, a great place to put a pattern is on your floor.
You know, the hard thing about this room, or working in rooms that are connected like this with not a lot of walls, is that there are rugs in every space, and so we're trying to get them all to complement each other.
I really wanted to just start with some ideas of the shape of the dining table that you were thinking. There is this oval table right here. It gives you the length that you need because it goes from 86 inches all the way up to 122.
You know why I like that too is because we have this interesting corner here. So if you can kind of picture an oval table sitting in there, it'll start to kind of turn as that wall turns. That's a great call.
Yeah.
That's great. I like that so far.
But we also mentioned adding some texture to the wall because we only have 2 walls in the space.
Yeah.
And we were thinking about possibly adding this on your walls. It's a silk fabric and it works really well with a drape fabric and now especially with this rug.
The cool thing about this is it's
Right.
polyester, so you can clean it.
Is that like something that's easily to be changed out?
It is. It's like any wallpaper when you remove it off the wall. You only have 2 main walls.
That's true.
So it's not as if we're redoing the whole room.
And that one wall is just windows,
It's
basically.
got a big window on it, yeah.
But I love this, and I love it with the rug because,
I do too.
again, it's impact, and it's just telling a great story.
You guys are so good. Thank you.
So basically, this is it. I hope it's something you'll enjoy for holidays
I think so.
and summers.
I'm excited. I'm
Tiny.
excited. It looks great.
Today, Katie and I are shopping for accessories for Jeff and Sherry Bates' living and dining room.
Look at this.
Those are great.
I love it because she loves antique, old world. I think
She
this is
really wants to
great.
make sure the room is classic,
Right.
but she'll accommodate us in our wanting to go more
I like
transitional.
that. In this room, we're picking out just a handful of transitional accessories. That way we keep everything new and fresh, but still keep it classic. What you looking
We
for?
are trying to finish some finishing touches for a client. I need some coffee table pieces. I'm kind of eyeing.
Yeah, that's a fabulous piece.
Now, is that marble?
It is. It's a solid piece. Yeah, it's a solid piece of marble.
That is great. I like that it has a bit of modern lines, but I like that it's a real organic, natural product.
Exactly. Well, that's what's hot right now,
That is
too.
amazing.
Well, and I actually, just being the girly girl that I am, love these.
Well, I'm eyeing a sculpture. That would be a neat piece of jewelry for that room.
Oh,
This
isn't that
is
fun? It's
really
just really happy, good energy.
Sherry will love that.
She will.
She will
She
love
will
that
love
because
it.
it'll feel like something she would have seen. We're going to pull all these ideas and we may have it.
Oh, great.
Now that we have all the accessories, it's time to place them in the room and pull this all together.
Hey, I was going to see if we could just cover a few things for Allison Bermel real quick.
Okay, great.
In our meeting with her, we kind of discussed the idea of doing a banquette.
Okay.
I think we're going to have to do custom because of
Yeah.
the size of it and the space. And
tight there.
so I'm working on a couple ideas for a tufted or non-tufted
I like
banquette
this.
for the space.
What's it missing to you?
Oh, low.
It's a little squatty. Is it from?
Okay.
Is it going to hang on the wall?
I haven't drawn the legs in yet.
Okay.
I was trying to decide whether to go with skirted or not skirted.
Has she
so-
decided though? What does she want? Legs or skirt?
We hadn't really settled in on that. You know, then the other
like the
thing
skirt.
is whether we do it tufted or we do just simple. I'm actually kind of leaning towards here in that space. I chose not to do any tufting on the banquette itself because I think that the clean lines are going to really make that small space feel less cluttered and feel more open.
I love the skirt. I think the skirt would be great because she's using those other chairs, right?
Yes.
Does she
So we have a
have
lot of wood
leg?
in the kitchen,
Okay.
so I was thinking hide the leg.
Don't we have a table that we're doing from
Yeah,
the gallery?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I love this idea because we have the banquette that is soft, it pulls in some of the comfort, and this takes it back up a notch with the stone top, the silver base. We have a pretty good plan in place for Allison's Breakfast Nook. We're going to be mixing a contemporary touch with classic comfort. And you know, when we throw in some accessories, I think we'll hit the nail on the head. I think that 49 is going to be about where the center of the table is going to be.
Awesome.
And then we'll have to mark it off the wall over here.
Right.
Once we get the table in.
Okay.
It just goes on this wall over here. The biggest thing that Allison wanted to accomplish in her breakfast room was just to be a comfortable space. And for her, that means softening the space, so not 4 chairs. So we did a banquette, a sofa, but it's dining height. It's a little bit more comfortable to spend time in the space. One of the challenges that we run into in rooms is that the lighting plan doesn't match the furniture plan. The electrical outlet wouldn't have hung the light fixture right over the table. So we simply used a ceiling hook, made sure there was enough chain on the light fixture, and then hooked that to the ceiling. And it sits perfectly, we got the right height, and I think it looks really great in space. Yeah, I think that one's too dark.
I like the other one too.
Sometimes a small space can be one of the bigger challenges. You're trying to get the function that the client needs into a little tiny space. We're going to bring in some accessories, just make it look like Allison, and I can't wait for her to see it. We've put the final touches on Allison Bermel's Breakfast Nook, and now it's time to show her what we've done.
Wow.
Hey, there you are.
Wow.
Come join us at
I
your breakfast.
love it. Guys.
Yeah. What do you think?
Gosh, it's fabulous.
Comfortable?
Cozy, just what I wanted.
Good.
A place to hang out in the kitchen, my coffee, and read the paper. I love it.
We were able to get soft, comfortable fabrics, antique pieces, and then contrast that with the natural hide and the steel and stone table. So I think all in all, everything works together, but it's a nice eclectic feel that really speaks to Allison's style.
I love the table. It's really the highlight.
Yeah, this
you
is the
know?
piece that really makes the place.
It's a little more sophisticated.
Yeah.
And I love the rug. I wasn't expecting that.
I know. I think it pulls in the grays, and it really looks nice in
And I
here.
love hides.
Yeah.
Allison didn't see the hide coming, but she was really pleased with it. I think it works because everything in the room is so clean and tailored, really, that it brings an organic feel that I know she loves. Okay, so I have one more question.
What?
When are we eating?
Breakfast.
Cereal? I'm excited to have a place to finally hang out in the kitchen and enjoy breakfast with my son and friends who come over. Just going to be a great space.
We're back at Jeff and Sherry Bates' house, and we're putting the final touches on their living room and dining room. Okay, sorry. You do what you gotta do.
Okay,
Just trying to get
that mantle and bookshelf turned out perfect.
Isn't it great? We already had really good architecture in the mantle and the bookshelves, but we wanted it to be a more dramatic statement in the room. We accomplished this by adding an antique faux finish to create an old world look from keeping the transitional from taking over the room.
Something is bugging me. Love the sofa. We've got our dimensions right, and let's play with this a little bit more. Okay, so here's what we do.
What's bugging you?
We're gonna flip it.
Try it on the other side.
I want to try it backwards. Yeah, let's completely go away from what we originally thought we would do. By switching the table and chairs and placing the two chairs in the round table opposite the love seat, it made them more focal. It made them a bit more important, and I liked the way they sat in the room. Acrylic boxes.
Why were you using acrylic boxes?
Well, you know, sometimes I like to raise the lamps up.
Right?
Because this is so tall.
Yes.
The painting scale is so tall. I don't want these lamps to not balance out.
Yeah. I love the fabric.
Do you like this? It's a silk fabric.
I know. I love fabric on the walls instead of a standard wall covering.
And the table.
You know what I love about this table too is the fact it's really long, but it's narrow. I mean, it really doesn't feel like it's intruding into the space at all.
I think the end result always has to be a balance of the designer's ideas and choices and selections and the client's past. And hopefully it's them at the end of the day. Everything's done in Jeff and Sherry Bates' living room and dining room. I cannot wait for them to see what we've done. I just hope they like it.
Hi, guys.
Hey!
Hey!
You're here!
Whoa! Ta-da!
Oh, my goodness. This is
That
unreal.
was white.
Yeah.
Very
That
white.
whole thing was white.
It was the same color as your trim.
Guys, that looks so good, so rich. Oh my gosh, I love my bookshelves.
Look at your bookshelves.
Oh wow, I never knew how to exactly put the collection together, but you've done it.
Well, we took your collection, and now you have more
I
collections.
know, I see some of my
That's
things.
fabulous.
Most of my things.
Even in a narrow space like the Bates bookshelves, you can create a sense of depth by layering decorative objects, books, mementos, and even sculptures into a bookshelf.
It's completely different. It looks like it's been a custom put-in fireplace now from what it was just the white color before that matched the trim. It's completely different to sit here and look at it.
I think Jonathan has done a fabulous job in the living room. I love that room so much because there's so much space, so much places to sit now, and so much to look at. I love it.
Wow, that fits right in over the whole intake, and it looks beautiful.
Yeah, we got rid of the return air vent.
Yeah.
But there's room back there. We still have the space because of the way the sofa is, so it'll circulate and do what it needs to do.
Jeff, what do you think of the rug?
I mean, the whole thing really goes so well together. It picks up all the different colors from the pillows all the way over into this side with the picture. So, I mean, everything just sort of matches beautifully.
One thing we wanted to accomplish in the Bates living room was to give the feeling that it was collected but not matchy. We kept the fabric pattern simple and complementary and just added texture to keep it more interesting. To add an eclectic look, we added a lot of different materials: dark woods, leather, linen pillows, and a wool rug. This way it kept it really elegant, but it left that warm and inviting feeling. What do you think about the flow?
Well, that was the big problem that I had seen before, and now it's a lot easier. This is wider. It's not blocked off with the two sofas at both ends and things. It flows right through.
It's nice too because all of these pieces you guys can pick up and move. Like you were saying, you wanted to be able to entertain in here, and now you can shift all that around.
The flow problem that we had has been resolved. The colors are different. We can now see from front to back into the pool area. The fabric and the furniture to the tulip painting that my wife picked out, it all flows tremendously well.
But I tell you, the room that has surprised me the most of all is the dining room. So y'all want to take a look at it?
Let's go walk into the dining room.
Let's go see the dining room. I'm excited to show them the dining room. I am so pleased with just the whole combination of elements that came together to make a perfect room. So the new dining room.
Wow.
Oh, this is so beautiful.
This is gorgeous.
An oval dining table can be great in a rectangular dining room. The rounded edges allow for more flow in the room. They also allow for extra place settings in case company comes over and it gets a little bit cramped, and the dark wood makes it really elegant.
You know, this adds
so
so much
gorgeous.
more warmth to the room, I think. And you got more seating. You can actually host more of your designers in for dinner.
And it doesn't look a lot bigger than what was in here before. It fits really well into the room.
Partly because it's not real wide and it's oval. What do you think about the fabric on the
That's what I
walls?
was about to ask. I'm like, that's my favorite part.
It's beautiful.
That looks so much better. I love
It definitely supports the overall look in
Totally.
here.
You know, I thought the walls would have impact, and boy, did they ever. To me as a designer, it's important not to feel like you have to faux everything or paint everything. So in the dining room, it was easy for me to find a great fabric, have it paper backed, put it up, and it had a way of drawing the drapes now into the mix a little bit more. It made the room romantic and cozy, and hopefully they'll have great dining experiences in the future.
I love it. And I love the way that it all works with my draperies.
I know, we didn't have to change that. That was a good thing.
That was a great fabric.
Yeah.
You know, it was a smart fabric.
So good.
Great, you guys have done a great job. It's
Thank you.
I love it. I love
Unbelievable.
it. I think the dining room just looks so warm and cozy, and it's just got such a wow factor to it, and it looks rich. He just made things come to life, and I just love everything he did.